And today, the topic that I'm actually going to talk to you about is why is it important to release baggage? When it comes to having baggage to the past, that is a big deal for everybody, right? Everybody's got something that they hold on to, and everybody tells you you can't take your baggage with you. Well, first off, let me be the first person to tell you that your baggage is going with you unless you do something about it. You're always going to have that baggage. You're always going to have those past things, feelings, thoughts, or ideas that you necessarily have not come to terms with that are going to be weighing you down. Now, the whole reason that you have baggage is because of that. Because of the fact that you have things that have been weighing you down that you have not gotten over. So let's talk about exactly what baggage is. Baggage comes down to something simple. When you don't know what's going on, when it's something that you've experienced, something that you've had happen in your life, but you just can't figure out why you can't flip the switch on that, why you can't make a change. I keep having the same experiences. I keep feeling the same things. All this keeps happening for a reason. A lot of that is because you're holding on to the past. A lot of that is because you have hold on and attached on to a negative thought process, a negative thought idea, something that's happened to you in your past that you have deemed in your life something that was not good. And because of that, you have set up a boundary. You've set up blocks around yourself to block you from ever being able to get out of this feeling. You want to protect yourself from things, so you block it off. But by blocking it off, what you're doing is putting it in a closet, right? And locking the key to it, where you're not going back to it and you're not looking into it. Now, what happens when you take something like that and you leave it? You leave it lying dormant. You don't think about it. You don't go back to it. You don't try to work on it. You don't try to see what the problems are, what you could do to fix it. You build baggage. Aha. And let's think about it. When we've got so much baggage, nobody wants you and all your past problems coming into the relationship or the work relationship or the personal relationship. You know, people want to have a clean slate when they go into things. They want to have a fresh start, okay? And you want to have a fresh start. If you're holding on to this past relationship or this past, idea, a lot of us in our community are dealing with generational problems, generational baggage. Ooh, generational baggage. That means your mom's baggage, your dad's baggage, your grandma's baggage. This is baggage on baggage on baggage. Years and years of families being raised without having fathers. Years and years of parents doing things that are not actually right by their children and things of that nature being passed down to their kids because they saw this from their parents. So they're doing the same thing that their parents did. Things of that nature. That leaves so much room for us to have negative, bad things happen to us in our lives. And if we were to take a second and to make a very good evaluation of ourselves in our life, we could change things a lot. So let's talk about the evaluation end of it. What are you evaluating? When we talk about baggage and releasing that baggage, you have got to understand a process. Now, the process comes down to a kind of a step process, which is called the loop theory, something that I've created. The loop theory basically states that until we are ready to move on to our next levels of growth, we are thrown into a loop or a cycle where we will continue to experience the same things over and over and over again. We'll continue to have the same experiences, the same thought processes, the same things will continue to happen. Now, you can link this to your baggage. When you have baggage in your life, things that you're holding on to, you put yourself in a cycle. You put yourself in a cycle where you start experiencing the same things over and over again because you're not changing anything. You're letting this baggage hold you and keep you in the same spot. Now, how do we get over this baggage? How do we move forth past these negative spots, these negative areas in our life? When it comes down to the general, whole process of things, we have to look at things first. So in loop theory, you have to take a second first to evaluate, okay? So you take a step to just look, evaluate, and see what's going on. You have to assess yourself. And a lot of times the problem with this whole baggage thing, being able to release it and having things hold you back, is because we have not come to terms with accepting things. And the problem with that is we haven't accepted ourselves. And that's where the problem comes down. I mean, how can you go through life without accepting yourself? See, what you're saying to me is that you haven't accepted the fact that you are bad with money, and that you messed up your previous businesses because you're bad with money. You haven't accepted the fact that you don't pick good relationships. You don't pick good people to be in relationships with. So you haven't accepted the fact that the last 5 relationships that you've been in literally were bad relationships because of the type of people you allowed in your life. You won't accept that. You won't accept the fact that you could be doing so much better in your life, but you just won't take a step on faith and stop living in fear. You have to accept your weaknesses to move past them. And that's all baggage is. Things that we consider in this world to be weaknesses or things that can hold you back. But with every weakness, every single weakness, there is a strong point. Okay? With every weakness, you can find a way to flip it. Okay? You can find the other side of things. This is what we do a lot of times in the business world when we're looking into business prospects and things of that nature. We will flip it. Okay? A lot of people call it the sandwich method, giving them the good, the bad, and then the good again. Okay? You got to do that to yourself sometimes. You got to sandwich yourself. Okay? And understand that you got to accept the bad either way. You can cover it up with the good, but you got to accept the bad and understand where you start from. Because understanding where you need work is where you start. That's how you get rid of this baggage. That's how you release your holds. So first we got to evaluate. How do you evaluate? You've got to take a second to take a step outside of your loop. So you have to be able to unbiasedly take a look at your situation. Now, what do I mean by unbiasedly take a look at your situation? That means you can't be too easy on yourself, and you can't be too hard on yourself. You have to literally take a look at this picture. Take a look at you, the whole picture, who you've become, the person that you've allowed yourself to be, who you are, what you think, your thought processes, your ideas, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and evaluate it. Why do I do this? Is there anything that I am doing to contribute to this? Like, what am I doing to contribute to my lack of growth? What am I doing to contribute to the same dead-end situations? What am I doing to contribute to the fact that I still feel this hole in my heart from this past love? Or what do I do? Is this something that I'm doing? Well, that's the thing. You got to evaluate, because at the end of the day, yeah, it's something you're doing only because you haven't stopped to take a second to evaluate yourself. You haven't stopped to take a second to look inside you and get to know you. You got to learn who you are first. You got to get to know who the person is inside to understand all of this. So once you evaluate, right, the biggest way that I like to tell people to go about this is writing down a pros and a con list. Write down a list. Write down all the things you like about yourself in your life, and write down all the things that you don't like about yourself and that you don't like about your life. And when I say things that you don't like about yourself, we're not being hateful. This is not showing hate towards you. This is about self-love and self-growth. Evaluating yourself and picking out the areas that you deem are areas where you could grow is not a negative thing. So don't beat up on yourself or see that as you doing something bad. You're just evaluating the situation. So all you're going to do is make a list. Okay? Positive things about yourself and negative things about yourself. And be honest, because you can't lie to yourself and you can't lie to God, because God knows too all these things about you. So when you're making this list, be honest with yourself. If you're a compulsive liar, for some reason you can't stop yourself from lying, you need to write that down. Okay? If you're bad with money, for some reason you just can't keep money in your pocket, you need to write that down. If you seem to be a negative person and you feel like that every time you notice you talk to somebody, you actually pull out the negative things, you need to write that down. These are the areas where you could see yourself growing. These are the areas where you see yourself being held back in life. These are the areas where you can affect change in your life. And that's all releasing your baggage does. Taking a second to evaluate your baggage and what you have going on in life, the things that you're holding on to for the past, just gives you the ability and the opportunity to be able to conquer it, to be able to move forward, to be able to put yourself at a level where you understand that you and only you can truly start your journey. God is going to help you with everything that you need. He's going to be there to help you with every single thing that you need. But one of the biggest things to understand is that you got to do some kind of footwork. You got to put your foot down. You got to take that leap of faith. You have to at least do something to jumpstart this growth and this change in your life. And letting go of that baggage is one. So let go. I challenge you all to let go. I challenge you to set yourselves free from all the negative things that have been holding you back. It's about refreshing yourself and giving yourself a new, fresh thought process, a new way to focus on things, clearing your mind out and freeing yourself from all these things. So stay tuned and understand that it is not hard to break free. It is not hard to let go. You just have to allow yourself to do it, to give you the ability to free yourself and open yourself and introducing you to a new thought process and a new way of living. So this is something that you can do by literally just releasing yourself and setting yourself free. Something easy you can do by just evaluating your situation, taking yourself outside of the loop, and then building a plan to execute. All right. Thank you all for joining me today for today's topic. If you all have any questions or anything of that nature, definitely reach out. Find me on The Goddess Queen. You can find me on Facebook, on Instagram. You can find me under Shay Sunshine 2019 or Sinead Riddle. And take a look at my podcast. Definitely take a look at my book, The Spiritual Gladiator Boot Camp, available on Amazon. I will definitely be doing more videos. And so come find me if you have any questions or anything. I've loved doing today's video. Can't wait to see you all next time. Have a good one and enjoy. Bye-bye.